Very good morning and welcome to this seminar on drug delivery through nasal route. Now, in this particular topic, we are going to discuss following points. These are introduction, certain anatomy regarding the nasal cavity and advantages and its limitation, mechanism of drug absorptions, consideration of different formulation development factors and issues, and in vitro evaluation study application and its references. Next. Now let us discuss the background and introductory part of this nasal drug delivery system. Basically, it is comes under the pulmonary drug delivery systems. Why I am talking about the pulmonary drug delivery system is because through this particular route you can directly introduce the drug in the pulmonary systems, means lungs and nasal cavity, and to some extent we can obviously use this particular route for direct access to the brain, means brain drug delivery system is also possible. Now what is basically nasal drug delivery systems? Any drug delivery system that is introduced through the nasal route or nasal cavity is known as nasal route of drug delivery systems. Now this particular route having certain unique features, like for example it shows immediate actions. Further, it give the therapeutic actions more fast way, means promptly, and a number of drugs like local actions for vaccinations and systemic drug delivery system, systemic effect of the drug also can be achieved through these particular drug delivery systems. Now let us consider the anatomy of this particular nasal cavity. Here we will find out basically it is divided into a lot of parts, but most important three reasons which is going to play a vital role over here is nasal vestibule, olfactory region and respiratory region. This is the particular diagram through which it can be clearly seen that different regions are there, and these particular regions are very much crucial and important as far as applications of drug point of view, and the effect oriented toward the nasal cavity as well as this particular route of drug delivery system. Moving to next, advantages of nasal drug delivery system. Certain advantages are there. They are listed over here. First of all, non-invasive routes. Hepatic fast metabolism can be again overcome. Rapid drug absorption can be achieved. Quick onset of actions. Viability is higher as compared to other route, and drug cannot be absorbed. Those drug cannot be absorbed orally can be certainly delivered through this particular route to get higher amount of viability and accessibility, and it is a convenient route for patients as compared to the parenteral ones. It shows almost similar quick actions like parenteral routes. However, the route is quite acceptable by the patients. There are some limitations available in this route. These are listed over here. Absorption enhancer used to improve the nasal drug delivery system may have histological toxicity which not yet clearly established. Absorption surface area is less as compared to GIT, and once drug is administered cannot be removed. Nasal irritations is one of the most common problem we usually face by the patients. There are risks of local side effects and irreversible damage in the nasal mucosal areas. These are the few limitations we exactly reported by the different patients and doctors regarding applications of this particular drug delivery system. Now coming to the mechanism part, it is most important to understand the way how the drug get transported to the nasal cavity and it reaches to the different areas. Basically, to absorb a particular drug molecule through any of the area, it is quite important to know the way of absorption pattern. Means, as we all know that we are having several mechanism of drug transportations like diffusion mechanisms, then active transport mechanism, and cell engulfment techniques. Among these different mechanisms, basically for nasal drug delivery system, two important and most popular mechanisms usually followed by all kind of drugs, that is paracellular transport. Basically, in case of paracellular transport, here some aqueous pore routes are available in the mucosal area or biological membrane through which the drug can get entered into the systemic circulation or either side of the membrane. And it may shows a slowly passive diffusion fashion through which the drug get released. Next is transcellular mechanism. Transcellular mechanism is a lipoidal membrane where the drug have to cross the lipoidal membrane. This particular phenomena can be achieved either by active transport mechanism or any other means through which we can achieve the transportation of drug from one part of the membrane to another part. Next, some considerations for formulation development. In generally, whenever we are going to develop any certain formulation, few things we need to consider. Some physiological factors we have to consider, some pharmaceutical factors, as well as some dosage form related and formulation related factors we need to consider for development of any kind of nasal route of drug delivery system or any other drug delivery systems. Now, moving to the part, we are talking about the dosage form related factors. Dosage form, most popularly in nasal route of drug delivery system, few important dosage form are seen. They are nasal drops, nasal spray, uh, metadone inhaler, microemulsions, nasal powder. These are the few commonly seen dosage form applied for through the nasal route of drug delivery systems. Now, first one is nasal drop. It is the most common dosage form usually applied through the nasal cavity, and this is nothing but a solution of drug. This is a sterile solution of drug, and this particular solution have to be applied through the drop. It's having some advantages as well as some disadvantages, like ease to use, self administration is possible, and effective and quick therapeutic response can be achieved. These are the advantages of nasal drops, but some disadvantages are also there, like lack of dose accuracy, difficulty to administer for the elderly and children's. Nasal spray, as you know, the nasal spray are the most commonly used dosage form during the nasal decongestion and in case of cold and cough when our nose get choked. So this is the most common dosage form. It is available either in solution or suspension form, and whenever we will just squeeze the bottles of that particular container, that amount of solution will be come through a narrow channel which sprinkle the amount of drug to the nasal cavity. Now, what are the advantages? There's a fast and effective delivery of drug is possible. Dose can be measured, and disadvantages means sometimes it produces some irritation and dryness for some patients which have already been reported. Nasal gel, as you can imagine, it's a gel like structure. The formulation is prepared by using either thick gelling methods or using some polymer base which transform the solutions or suspension into gel-like matrix, and it's improve the viscosity of the formulation. As a result, it is effectively retained inside the nasal cavity and release the drug for a prolonged period of time. So it is by this angle it is advantageous. And another disadvantage or limitation of such kind of dosage form is, as the insertion of the drug is quite difficult, as because the high viscosity, and sometimes it is quite uncomfortable for the patients, means patient comfortability is very much less. Next, microemulsion based drug delivery systems. These are the novel drug delivery system nowadays available in the market, and preferably it is used by the patient more and more, as because the uniqueness of the delivery system is it is almost look like a distinct clear solutions. However, basically they are made up of some amount of co-surfactant, surfactant, and different phases like oil phase and water phases. So drug which are insoluble, poorly soluble in the aqueous medium can be incorporated in this particular delivery system to administer the drug properly to the certain area. Now, this drug having a good flow properties. However, it is a bit thick and viscous. It's having following advantages like poor aqueous soluble drug can be effectively delivered. It improves the retention of the drug in the nasal cavity, as because this particular formulation have attained certain amount of viscosity, which is exactly essential for retain inside the nasal cavity, and it shows high absorption and better bioavailability too. Disadvantage like it is costly, and the reproducibility of the formulation is another important issue, which sometimes cannot be achieved due to some environmental and practical variables. Nasal powder. See, this particular dosage form is very simple to prepare. However, in case of nasal route of drug delivery system, it is not that much preferred. Drug and dosage form, when we are preparing some dosage form, when it is seen that it cannot be dispensed in by other dosage form or other means, then only we will just going to convert this particular formulation into nasal powder, as because nasal powder is a simple dosage form with high stability, and there are the less chances of drug excipient interactions. But whenever we are going to produce this particular dosage form, it may produce some irritations to the patient's nasal cavity, and its bioavailability is comparatively poor, and patient acceptance rate is also very less. Therefore, this is the last option whenever we will go for nasal powder. However, some micronized form of the powder using some modern technologies can be utilized, which having comparatively higher acceptance rate than the normal nasal powders. Now, mucosal atomizer device. This is not actually a delivery system, but it's actually a device which can be utilized to deliver a certain amount of nasal formulations, basically of solution form, can be given in a micronized form, so that it can improve the we can improve the bioavailability and absorption rate of certain formulation. The main role of this particular device is convert a drop of liquid into a droplets, your finest droplets, so that drug, whenever injected, that should be introduced in the site of action area in a very fine microparticulate form, so that it can be absorbed faster and better. Once the drug will absorb faster, it will obviously going to show some better bioavailability. Moving to the next part, formulation considerations. Few formulation consideration had to be noted whenever we are preparing a nasal formulation. Basically, nasal formulation are generally administered in a small volume. The range of the volume may be 22 to 25 to 200 microliters, and most common doses is 100 microliters. So whenever we are using any preparing any dosage form, we have to keep this thing in our mind, that micro one single dose should contain 100 microliter of the component. Thereby we can achieve the maximum benefit of that particular dosage form. Another thing, the excipients that to be used for the preparation of dosage form should be such that it should not produce any sort of irritations and damage in the nasal cavity area, means internal nasal cavity area, and the mucous layer available over there. At the same time, it has been also reported that the particles more than 10 micron deposit in the nasal cavity. Particle size ranges between 2 to 10 micron will retain the drug inside the lungs, and less than one they will expel out. So considering this particular size range, we have to plan for what certain purpose we are going to use this dosage form, or we're going to prepare this dosage form to achieve the target area. Now, some important factors which exactly play vital role in terms of absorption and the bioavailability of the prepared dosage form. First one is drug concentrations. Higher the concentration, better will be the absorption. It is a fact. However, if we give the higher concentration of drug at a glance to a certain area, it may also produce some sort of irritations, and certain toxicity can be seen if in case we give higher concentration of drug for a certain period of time. Next, mucosal contact time. Higher the mucosal contact time will provide a better chances to get the drug absorbed, and at the same time the bioavailability can be increased. So looking to this particular concept, the formulation should have a at least minimum amount of viscosity so that it can retain inside the nasal cavity and provide a proper therapeutic benefit. But in excess amount or high amount of viscosity can also causes some troublesome, which may not be accepted by the patients as far as nasal physiology is concerned. pH of the absorption site is the most important thing, that is to know whenever we are going to treat for certain sort of infection. In generally, the pH of any adults, the nasal pH of the nasal secretion for any adults is 5.5 to 6.5, and in case of children it is 5 to 6.7. So it is ranges very near to the neutral zone or bit acidic zone. Now if suddenly some infection happen, it can be seen that the pH get changed. The nasal cavity secretion get alkaline in nature, and we have to treat accordingly to develop such dosage form. Next one is size of the drug particle. Now, it is always known, higher the surface area, better the drug absorption and better will be the viability. Here also, a particle size of 10 to 15 micron adhere best in the nasal mucosa, and so it will show better actions. Smaller particle size obviously going to pass easily through the nasal cavity and reaches to the lungs, and larger particle size will be available in the form of nasal trough and adhere to the nasal cavity area. Relative lipid solubility. As lipid solubility increases, permeation increases, so lipid solubility of the drug are completely absorbed. Lipid soluble drugs may completely absorb through the nasal area or nasal cavity. Molecular size of the drug, higher the molecular size, lesser will be the nasal absorption. As the molecular size is increased, the movement of the drug to the nasal cavity is also get interrupted. Hence, to achieve optimum amount of bioavailability, the molecular weight of the drug should also be minimized, and that should be restricted up to 600 daltons to get better and better benefit. Now come to the in vitro evaluation study. Once we will going to prepare some dosage form whatsoever, it might be a powder, it might be gel, it might be nasal spray or nasal drop. All those type of dosage form, first of all, those kind of dosage form should be properly evaluated. For example, in case of nasal powder, particle size, melting point, flow property like angle of repose, Carson index, drug excipient incompatibility. These are the few important parameters that need to be evaluated, and that these parameters only will give idea about the performance and stability of your product. Next, in case of nasal gel, viscosity of the gel, pH of the gel, mucoadhesive nature of the gel, flow property or speedability of the gel, and drug excipient incompatibility. These are the studies that need to be performed for nasal gel preparations. In case of nasal spray, clarity of the liquid, sterilization test, content uniformity test, pH of the solution, drug excipient compatibility. These are the following tests that need to be performed to ensure the quality of the prepared product. Further, and lastly, in case of nasal drops, we have to perform clarity test, then sterility test, then viscosity, pH of the solution or suspension, drug excipient compatibility, and test for the closure, also container closure also we need to perform to ensure that product is remain stable for a prolonged period of time and it is safe to for the patients. Lastly, the application part. Most importantly, it can we can deliver the peptide as well as non-peptided drug through this particular route. Delivery of diagnostic essence can also be performed through this route. CNS drug delivery system or brain drug delivery system can be achieved through through this particular route. Nasal uh, vaccinations can be also given through this route. And lastly, delivery of drug for any infectious condition in the nasal route can also be done through this particular route. So overall, these are the few certain phenomena and scenario of nasal drug delivery system. Above all, these particular nasal drug delivery systems are nowadays acceptable, and tremendous work, research work also is going on to achieve numerous to overcome the numerous problems related to the pulmonary system as well as brain targeting through this particular route. So these are the overall idea about this particular nasal route of drug delivery system. Hope you have gone through the point and you have understood what we exactly try to provide you the informations. Thank you very much. These are the references what we have followed during preparation of this particular slide. Thank you.